You are now listening to Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Let's get into it.
Episode 28, Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Back again, still packing the heat, rimmed up, back riding on the, yeah, that wasn't me, that was that old DRS. Okay, so, where are we? Fucking late. This might be one of the latest I've ever fucking recorded. It is 9:42 p.m. right now, and what a fucking day. Nothing crazy. Just had to fucking work and get out and go get a kid halfway from where we used to live and fucking come back and do the fucking Easter shit and da. It's like, fuck. Haven't even eaten. Haven't had any fucking food. It's more like it. Sorry. I bring you guys along for everything. Last week I was looking at them numbers and I was like, y'all are losing interest. And I understand it. This shit has been fucking lacking lately. I'm really banking on fucking this shit to start coming up with some fucking better content. Either that or, I don't know, maybe this whole thing just wasn't meant to be. I don't know. Let me work on guests first before I sign off for the last time. So I was listening to Machine Studios podcast. I was listening to Bus yesterday. I think it was yesterday on their new episode. There's the power of proximity. And I take a lot from Bus. He is a fucking knowledgeable dude, and his personality mixed with the knowledge that he has to offer is like, it's like a perfect blend, because you want to take advice from people who know what they're talking about. Like, don't fucking take advice from me. Because half the time I'm fucking winging it, man. But him, he knows what he's talking about. He's got the fucking, I'm trying to think of the way to put it, because I don't want to say stats, because that's not the right word I'm looking for. But when we're talking about business, I listen, because he's successful. His business model is really working, and I love to take in stuff from people who know what they're talking about, and I think he knows what he's talking about when it comes to a lot of things. He's been in the fucking graffiti game fucking for years. I mean, I think MSK, would they just have 35 years, something like that? Was it? I think it was 35 years, he said. And right around there, you know. And he's been down like since then. I think he said 30 years, 93, I think. And that's a long fucking time, man, to be doing anything. To be doing like, you know, just talk to anyone, like, who has been with something for that long, you know. So his knowledge is vast, and in different aspects of life too. He's got a lot of insight to offer. So I was listening, and he was, and in his episode was about you are the sum of the 5 people that you keep closest to you. That wasn't what the whole episode was about, but that was a key point, and I agree with that, and And like he said, it could be a positive or a negative, and I agree. And I tend to try to keep people in my more frequent circles who are good, positive, fucking stand-up people, and I feel like it makes me a better person because I'd like to think that I've been a leader throughout my life, but I also know that I have been a follower in my life as well. And when I would follow, it was never like follow the good example. I was always the follower of what are we going to do wrong today and how can we do it better together. And it wasn't like something where I was baited in. I was being a follower because I wanted to be. I can't even think if I ever really did any bad things because I was following what other people did. Really, the more I think about it, it was almost like we were all following one another. We were all just kind of lost, and we did bad because we were together, and it was easier to do bad when you had people to do it with. You know, like misery loves company, and we're a bunch of fucking angry ghetto kids, and we ain't fucking got shit going on. We're just standing there, so what can we figure out together, you know? And but I think that it's so true what he's saying about just the people that you keep around you can really mold how your life goes. And it sounds extreme. It sounds like, yeah, sure they can. My actual life, yes, your actual life. I do believe that when you're around good people, man, good things happen to you because you're in good places, like actual places, locations, with good people who have good intentions. And if something bad comes out of that, man, that shit was fucking meant to happen. Because I'm trying to think of when I've ever been doing something really, really good and where I was supposed to be, and it turned out really fucking bad for me. And if it was a good thing where I was somewhere where it was, you know, I wasn't at a crack house, but it went bad, I can pretty much like point out, okay, now if I was at this good thing, but I didn't drink fucking 12 shots of some random dude's bottle of liquor, then maybe I wouldn't have fucking got drunk and started a big fight at the Gay Pride Festival one time. I didn't start a fight, but I was definitely starting a big thing because I was wilding the fuck out, having a good ass time. And then I fucking embarrassed my mom. What a bad thing that was. In my life, my real low points have been fucking embarrassing my family. The more I think about it. So my mom was she had a booth at the I think it was a Gay Pride Festival. I think that's what it was, not the parade. I think the festival was after the parade, and so she was doing animal adoptions and stuff like that. And I was having people buy me fucking drinks all day at this Gay Pride thing, which was way easier than it should have been when I was like fucking 15 years old. And people were buying me all kinds of, and it was hotter than fuck. I remember they were doing AIDS tests in like this big trailer or like an RV, and I remember I went and got an AIDS test just because they had the fucking air conditioning bumping in that shit. So I got to like hang in there for like 15 or 20 minutes and fucking I got my blood drawn and shit. And it gave me like a bag of all kinds of shit to take with me, and I was like, word. Negative, fam. And I ended up running into someone that I knew from the neighborhood. I'm trying to think of what his fucking name was. I don't even fucking remember. I didn't know him that good, but I knew him through Jay. And he had this bag, right? He had like a big, like a Crown Royal bag, except for big, like you could put a basketball in it. And he had like all kinds of things in it, like dime bags and nick bags and Jello shots and all this like random shit. And and I can't remember how you would get to reach in the bag. I don't know if it was like it was trivia. So he would just like randomly ask people trivia, and then you got to reach in the bag and fucking pull something out. And they had a bottle of fucking 99 bananas, and I had never had that before. And I was drinking these fucking draft beers all day, just fucking getting people to buy them for me. I mean, let's not say I had a 12-pack of fucking draft beers or, 12 draft beers, but I had probably 6 or 7 of them motherfuckers around, and then I met up with this dude. So I was feeling it, in them big-ass fucking, like, they came in like these big, it looked like a bong, those big-ass fucking plastic cups. And I was fucked up. And I started drinking this 99 bananas and shit. And I was just, by the end of it, I was fucking wilding out, right? And I can't remember what the fuck I was doing. I was yelling, and all these people were fucking doing all this shit. And I was like trying to start fights between these people that were having an issue. I was being a total piece of shit. And then I started doing some backflips, right? Because I used to do all kinds of backflips and shit. And I don't even know. And I was like doing backflips, and I fucking was falling. I started throwing up, and then I was like looked up, and my mom was standing there looking at me. She was like, she was super disappointed. She was real upset with me. But anyway, how I got into that stupid fucking story is, if I just went to the gay pride festival and did what I was supposed to do, like helping my mama out and not just trying to score drinks and fucking drugs and shit from people that were there, and then fucking getting wasted and embarrassing her, I probably wouldn't embarrass my mom at a thing that she was doing. That proximity, man. If I would have just stayed in that proximity with my mom and the people who were helping her and done what I should have done, that probably wouldn't have happened. So I think you can definitely you can have a balance too. You could teeter, and if you're good with your juggling, you can have just enough, because we all like to do illegal shit sometimes, and you have people that you like to do illegal shit with, and you have people who you like to do regular shit with, and you have people that you like to do both with. So if you can like balance that and just try to stay out of jail and shit, that is always a positive. But I've been in a lot of situations where the company that I chose was just not good, and it was my fault most of the times. But being a follower and being a follower when you're misguided is easier to do, and usually people like me, when it comes to certain shit, we take the path of least resistance. So if that's following you off a cliff, I guess that's what we're gonna do together. I'm getting a little off track here. My fucking mind's in a million places. I gotta finish this episode. I gotta go cook fucking dinner for myself. Everyone else is eating, but I'm on this fucking diet, so I bought everybody food, and I gotta go make some fucking bullshit for me to eat. So when it comes to graffiti too, I think if you I think you can learn a lot, and Bus was saying you can take a lot from people's styles and people who have been doing it a long time, and people who have this experience that you can learn from, because sometimes, aside from doing it yourself and learning it yourself, the only way you can learn certain things are from people who have done it. You can't. You can Google a lot, but you can't Google all of it. You got to be around these people and see how they move and see how they operate, and then go from there, because there's some things that only you can only learn from people with experience, and that's why I kind of feel like I was when I got into graffiti shit. Now it's been about 10 years. When I first started fucking around, I was a late bloomer. I immediately got with the people who I wanted to, and I was accepted. I like to think I was accepted, and I got with them, and to me, they're the fucking best out there in the streets and where I was from, and they took me in and accepted me for not knowing shit and being fucking brand fucking new. And even though I kind of never really progressed to the next level, their dedication and drive and their skill was always a motivator to me. And especially when I went into this, because what's Devastator? 5, 6, it's going to be 6 years old in August. For the first 5 years, I was just doing fucking graffiti and shit and being the label man, the blue top guy. But then when this started, it was awesome to have the people helping me who had done this, who, if I'm going to give them this stuff, they're going to go out there and they're going to come back and say, this shit didn't drip good. This shit fucking, the buff is fucking wiping this out instantly. This shit is perfect. This one is not as good. This color might need more work, until I figured out how to make it all the same. So it was good to have these people in the proximity of myself, because I don't even know if this would be possible, like this type of niche, without having those kind of people backing you. And they've all, and from there, from Devastator, starting with my core group of folks, really doing R&D, it bloomed into people doing R&D around the world. And I fucking hate using the term blessed, but I've been blessed with all the world's a stage kind of thing, where I've seen things that I made in use in Austria and Germany and Spain and the fucking the Kingdom of Bahrain and Japan, fucking Italy and France and the UK, Australia. I'm trying to think of some other some places. I think I sent something to Honduras. The shit that goes to Mexico, it doesn't never fucking make it. Mexico is like the only fucking place I've ever shipped shit to, and they're like, and when I shipped to Mexico, they're like, it didn't make it, and they weren't even mad. They're like, I had a feeling it wouldn't make it. So apparently there's some mad motherfucking corrupt shit going on in the mail. But I think I had one thing make it to Mexico out of, like, let's just say I shipped four things to Mexico over the last 5 years. Fucking, I think one of them has made it, but it makes it all over the place. It makes it everywhere. So Mexico is just not a good place for mail coming out of the United States, for whatever reason. But all these fucking places, they've given me these opportunities to learn and gather this experience. In that, I think doing Devastator puts me in proximity with a lot of good people, and I've met a lot of fucking bad people too through this, who are fucking pieces of shit. But as I meet more good people, and I do all the fucking time, man. As I meet more good people, it gets way easier to spot, like, who's a fucking piece of shit. Like, I can almost usually, like, in the first couple messages, I can tell, like, this dude is after something. This dude wants something for nothing. And I've told you, and I've told everyone for years, I wish I could give you all this shit. I wish I could just give it all away. But I can't. And if you enjoy any of this stuff at all, I appreciate that you understand that this shit costs me money too. It costs me money and time, and I wish I could just give it all to you, but I at least gotta try to get something back to keep it going. And we're kind of back into Devastator not carrying itself anymore. I'm working on ways to pull myself out of that, but I think we're coming in the summer. We should be all right. But I'm hoping that all these projects. So the caffeine melts though. I'm fucking excited about this, right? So we're gonna do the Dr. Steve's caffeine melts. They're gonna fucking develop a flavor. I think it's like a blueberry vanilla, I think is what I ended up going with. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the final or not, because they're like really doing, like, it's real. And they're developing this flavor, and I get to develop the packaging, and we're calling it Late Shift. And it's going to be geared towards fucking going out and doing them nighttime runs, man. And I'm really excited about this one. Machine Studio and I still have, we got a project coming up still. I'm going to be doing a t-shirt with No Love Club. We got that coming up. So we got a couple of projects that are coming up that I'm really excited about. And I think I finally wrapped up that fucking fridge, man. What a fucking, oh shit. So I'm telling you guys about my son fucking up and jumping the fences and doing all that dumb shit, right? So on the last fucking week, the first day he's on fucking spring break, he fucking jumps over the only fence that he hasn't fucked with so far is the fence directly behind the house. He's fucked around on neighbors on both sides. Then he jump over this fence and fucking cut his wrist on the fence down to the fucking chunky shit, man. He laid himself, he runs in the house and he's like, I'm bleeding. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look and it didn't look like much from like across the room. It looked like he scratched his fucking shit. All right, let me look. Yeah, it's fucking bleeding. All right. His mother comes in. All right, let's wash it off. And as soon as that water went over it and I could see down into his fucking arm a little bit, I was like, oh, boy. So that proceeded to be 5 fucking hours in emergency room, 4 stitches. And that was his first experience with them stitches. So, well, aside from the ones when they fucking took his tooth out, but whatever. So I think it learned the boy that he's in a state of fuck off the fences because they don't fuck around. He's got to at least get a little bit better, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to think. Who the fuck? Oh, I'm trying to think. Someone asked a question. No one been asking them fucking questions lately, so I don't even got no questions to answer that. Let's see what we got. There was one question though. Where is it? Polka, right? Polka, Poku, Poku says, oh no, he was just saying that motherfucking Art Primo needs to get Devastator up in there. Yeah, Art Primo, Green Ranger there, he talked about that shit one time. Someone brought it up. I can't remember who, but they won't fuck with that shit. But Cap indicates Kolar says, I need to know if 14th Street Supply order stuff from y'all wholesale. That is my question. They do not. 14th Street has not ordered from us. And I'm just gonna use your Instagram name because I don't know if you want people all knowing all your, fucking what you write. You know what I mean? So we'll just keep it at that. But yeah. Oh yeah, wholesale. So tell your fucking local shops. So I've been trying to get into more shops, and I want to try to work on having like little mini displays made. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but I want to get displays made, and really start pushing the shops for scribes and colors and shit like that. So if you know a shop or if you know a person who's got a little art thing going on, or they got a showcase where they, a fucking whatever they got, and they got some shit in their showcase, tell your people about Tell your people about us, and we'll fucking get it bumping, man. I really want to work with as many people as I possibly can and be in as many shops as I can, and I don't care where it is. Like, I will work it out. If it's in the Netherlands, if it's in fucking Greenland, wherever, if it's, you know, as long as we got that Google Translate, we can make this shit happen. So, try to keep positive fucking people around you, man, especially in what you're doing. You know, if you're working and you work at a job with a lot of people and there's some fuck ups, I know it's fun to go and fuck around with the fuck ups, because that was me for a time. But also, you got to find, for lack of a better term, fucking straight shooters, man. Because as long as you are doing the right thing and doing it with someone who's doing the right thing, you'll definitely go a lot further in life. You will. And that's not some like, oh, fucking, like, oh, fucking Ziz Macro, you're mad old, you're saying that shit. Nah, I'm being for real, man. Like, this is one of those things where if you listen to advice from people who have experience, I don't even know how old I am, 36. From this 36 years, I could tell you, people will get you in fucking trouble. make good decisions and surround yourself with fucking people who are good for you. And sometimes people who are good for you might be bad people, but as long as good comes out of you in the time that you spend together, that's fine too. Because I've definitely spent some time with people who have fucking killed people, but it didn't make me kill people. But I positive things and experiences have come out of those, some of those experiences and relationships. So, I mean, and you know, I don't mean to just blanket what's being said here. Just like, yeah, this is all encompassing. This covers all. Because just being around good people isn't going to just fucking fix all your problems and shit. You know, being around rich people isn't going to fucking fix all your financial problems. It's the same kind of thing. But yeah, if you know what I mean, then you understand what I'm talking about. Like, it's easier to do the right thing and to do good when you're with people who are doing good, or if you're dealing with people who are doing good. You know, and that's what I want for you guys. I want it for me. I want it for you. And find some positive role models. Like, I have fucking role models. You know, I'd like to consider myself an adult, but I have role models. You know, and I'm not ashamed to say that. You know, I have positive role models, and I keep meeting people who I go, man, I like the way he does business, or man, I like the way he structures his shop, or I like the way, you know, he deals with customers, or whatever the fuck. You know, I like the way they do this, I like the way they do that, and I say, man, I strive to be that punctual, or I strive to be that accommodating to everybody. I strive to have that quality. You know, and so that I think that's where it comes from. And I don't even want to say a competition, but when you see people doing good, it gets you, and people that aren't you. When you see people that are doing good, you get like, all right, he's over there fucking doing it. I need to get this shit together and do it. You know, I gotta fucking do it. So that's all I got. Bro Dar, I love you, man. Hope all is well. You know, I seen you started a new job, so I hope it's going good for you. All I ever wish is the best for you, brother. Everyone else, man, I fuck with you, Pep. I see you. I love you, dog. Dick, I don't know if you still listen, because you're a busy man, but you're my dad, so you better be listening. Everyone, Gasp, I see you. Everyone out there, man, I love you all. And I know I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a rut. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. But All right. I don't know. Keep fucking good people around you, man. And I keep telling you next week's going to be better. But you know what? As long as we're all here together, next week will be better, and tomorrow will be better. Someone said something about I was some Instagram fucking shit, and I usually take a lot of that Instagram shit with a grain of salt. But the guy said, if I give you 1 million right now, if I give you 10 million right now, let's just go big, 10 million. He's like, would that make your life better? And the guy was like, yeah. And he's like, all right. He's like, well, what if I give you 10 million right now, but you don't wake up tomorrow? Would you take that 10 million? And he said, no, of course not. And he said, all right. And he's like, so when I told you that you wouldn't wake up tomorrow if you took it, you didn't want it anymore. So that must mean that waking up tomorrow is more valuable than that $10 million, right? I mean, that's kind of a stupid question, obviously, right? But why don't you have that same enthusiasm when you wake up every day? When you wake up and you kick it off and you put your fucking feet on the floor, or like me, I didn't put my feet on the floor. I just stood up from the floor for 10 fucking years. And when you wake up and you stand up and you fucking get it moving, what's it worth to you? And how are you going to make it worth your while to get up and get moving? So get out there and do it, man. Whatever it is you're doing, just fucking do it. Yeah. Because it's worth something. What would you trade it for? To wake up healthy? Healthy enough to get up? Some people can't even do that. So make the most of it. Who the fuck used to say love one another or whatever the fuck? And get out there and fuck some shit up, man, because it's gonna be springtime, so I need to see these fucking pictures. Let's go fuck some shit up. Yeah. I'm out of here.